Hello, let me introduce myself to those of you who do not know me. My name is Priscilla Batzell of Expressionist Art Studio Gallery. And I got a lot of videos out there right now, and they seem to be fairly well liked by my friends and admirers, so I thought I would do something to please myself again, which is pretty much my MO. And I have new spatulas from the Princeton Tool Company? I don't know. Princeton. Look for the Princeton people. These are my edge catchers. They catch edges. You'll figure it out. This is a 16 by 20 canvas, and I'm feeling like doing a swipe. I'm thoroughly addicted to swipes, and swipes are what I want to do. And I'm thinking that I could do some really nice wide, hopefully, bands of color. And I have this new green color. No, I can still not get the pattern the same on the both sides. Okay, well, that's the way that goes. Let's just add enough color so that I can have the wide band I'm craving, and see what happens when we try and spread it across. Now usually I'll spread bands of color to do a swipe, but this time I want to fall short so that I can tip my swipe and the colors will run down somewhat anyway. I've never tried one exactly like this before, so we have no idea what we're going to get. But we have a little practice doing them the other way. And that doesn't look too bad. I think that may turn out to be fairly useful. I don't really want to wipe it off. I do, but I want the paint and the painting. Always keep a wet rag if you're just tuning in and you have spatulas. Keep a wet rag. They come in very handy. Okay. I'm just going to be as obnoxious as I possibly can be with my colors. And because I didn't start with the right configuration, there are no rules. Of course, there are never any rules, so don't worry about that. I talk like that all the time. I like to think of me as just doing what I would normally do and then having you guys along for the ride, without thinking about it too awful much. But I've got to say, I've got a list of things I'm supposed to do. I got the music off. Oh yeah, the spatula, the smaller spatula is on my Amazon link. My Instagram is down at the bottom of the description of the artwork. All of my artwork is for sale. All you have to do is ask, and I'll let you know. I have no income other than the artwork, which is just beginning to pick up, and I appreciate everything anybody wants to spend here with me. Christmas is coming. And I don't think I'm really that great at self-promotion, but I'm willing to give it a shot. So we've got some pretty odd colors, but they're still pretty colors. And I did say that I wanted to make this a short fall, which for me means wherever I start. Yeah, we're not making a cohesive pattern at all, but I don't care. Wherever I start, I have no intention of completely starting from the edge of the canvas, because I want to tip down. I'm going to use some white pearl. Okay, if it's going to do that, I'm just going to add to it. I'm going to try and go back here. Oh, I got a smaller one of these too. I'm excited about these new toys. I like new toys. I like inventing things, but I like new toys just as much. Alright, now I have no black in there, but that blue will suffice for now. So I think we're just going to... I shook most of these before I started. I think we're just going to continue on and see what we get. Now that was white pearl. I hate wasting paint, so I'm probably not going to do that if I can help it. This one works fairly well nicely too. Yeah, that made sense. Alright, let's see if I can fill in my gaps. That way when I swipe over, even if my paint is evened out, because I don't want a lot of thick areas, I do wind up using it on the rag at the end to touch up my edges. I have some orange here somewhere. I know I do. It's not shaken yet. And I'm getting pretty close to my goal. Let's see if I can do it this way. That's cool. Like I said, I like new toys. It's not perfect. Neither am I. This is mostly for my own entertainment today because I haven't done this in a while. Still cool pattern. Still popping colors. Like popping colors. I'm still going to knock off the extra. Stick it right there on the edge. What else? Wipe my spatula off so I have a nice clean spatula for whatever I decide to do next. I like this pink. And I'm not going to worry about making that do anything other than what it's doing already. Kind of want to throw some yellow in there. Still liking the idea of some black. This worked out pretty nicely. This is Color Shift by Folk Art. This is a green gold, and I really like it a lot. I have some of that blue. I'm thinking maybe a little bit of this turquoise. Whoop, splooge. It should be my middle name by now. Not so sure about that. That's still pretty nice. I'm liking that. As odd as it is, I'm going to throw some red in there. I'm going to throw quite a bit of red in there. It's not even, but it's still going to be fine. Alright, now, I said I wanted to do a shortfall, and if I don't stop now, I won't be doing much of a shortfall. I have some other color. What do I want in there? Some of that pink. Let's just give it eyebrows. Now it makes me want some more blue. Okay, I guess I wasn't done after all. Let's do that right there. They're similar but not the same. What color shall we swipe? Everybody likes white, but I think that I want gold. And if I need to go back and do something else afterwards, I will. Now I'm going to do like I always do. So much for shortfall. Well, and so what I always do is add another color, even though I say I'm done. Yeah, that's what I always do. Where else? I didn't ever add any yellow, did I? Nope. Do I want yellow? Yes, I do. I want some yellow. Wow, I got drippies. And I know it seems odd to put it on the gold, but that's where it's going. And I think it's going to go up there. And I think it's going to go down there. Yep, that's cool. I'm good. It's weird, but I'm good. Alright, I got to move a few things out of the way. I like some elbow room when I do this. There aren't too many things in the way, fortunately. Hoping to use that measuring cup soon. So this is my wet rag, or very damp rag. It was wet. I wrung it out so it wouldn't drip into my paint. I think I'm just going to move some of that. That's a piece of freezer paper over there to my right hand side, your left. And that helps me when I have runoff or I want to pick up a skin. What do I want? I want something else. Go figure. Alright, I like that blue. This is blue. This is a Prussian blue. So, this does not feel very wet to me, but I'm going to fold. This is a t-shirt hem, a cotton t-shirt hem. I'm going to dip it thoroughly into my paint. Let it rest there for a minute. I'm not starting at the end this time because I'm expecting to tip. And I may come back, commit myself to a wavy swipe after. It depends on how I'm feeling at the time. I think we got enough paint to go over the edge. Kind of want to slow that down. I'm going to let it fall over the edge. I'm going to tap it in on the other side. It's still nice and wet. It hasn't absorbed into the cotton yet. So it will most assumably still cover if we catch it quick enough. Important, because after a minute or two, it's not as easy to get it out of the cotton anymore. Alright, I am going to, because I remember I was a little unlevel the other day, turn this around. Somewhere here I have a torch, and this time my hands are not wet. I'm going to see what happens when I torch for some bubbles. I don't like that I'm short on gold there, so I'm going to throw some in there. I wonder if my little spatula will help me fake that out. Sort of, kind of. Okay, same over here. Now, I have, or I had, uh-oh, no tubing? Really? Somebody stole my tubing? That's not good. I might have to use a straw. I have a straw. It's not the same as tubing, and I will try and keep my head out of the picture. Anyway, so, this is cool. I'm going to throw a few streamers in there, because I can, sort of thing. I don't mind that there's some gold on that bamboo skewer. I doubt whether these will stay. I just want to see what I'm going to unearth. I can always put some spirals in. I would be very tempted to add some black at this bottom, but I don't think we need anything yet. I'm going to move my stuff off of my freezer paper in case something decides to come down. I'm going to let it all run. Whoop, I got paint on my hands. Right back on the canvas with you. Yep, not minding how that's working. That's working kind of like I expected it to. Yes, I'm just playing. I'm not doing anything official. I am going to go back over here because I know that's all gold for now, before the colors run down into it. And see what happens with my spatula, smoothing that across. Because I haven't done it before, and I like doing things I haven't done before, you can tell. And I am going to, yep, there's a lot of color up there. Let's just throw some of that in there once. Just because we can. Because I can. I'm like that. Belligerent. Not really. I really need my straw. There should be some nice colors in there. I think I'm going to continue and go back to what I was doing, which was allowing the paint to all roll down to that one end, and whatever's going to come off is going to come off. Because that's my shortfall right there. I've been dying to find out what's going to happen if I do this. I've been thinking about it for a very long time. I have some nice gold paint on my freezer paper, and I'm able to pick it up with my finger, put it right on that end, and cover it. Now, a lot of times gold doesn't cover, it's a little opaque. That's very ethereal looking and kind of pretty. I have a bucket with water in it, and I'm going to dip my hands in it and wipe them off as best I can. And I'm going to still throw an eyeball around here. I wonder what I do with my tubing. Okay, well, what I usually do with my tubing is blow furrows through my tubing. But since my tubing is not in evidence, I'm going to say that we're going to have to use a straw. So let's start here. Yep. And if you can't see through my head, I'm sorry. I could go run back in my tiny little studio and look for that tubing. Maybe I will, because I'm liking those rivulets, but not as much as I like what happens with the tubing, although it's pretty similar. See, once I break the surface of the swipe color by blowing, it allows those other colors to come up through, and then I can go back through and move some more paint aside. As long as it's nice and wet, it, in theory, most of the time, will heal itself. So pardon my head again. Which end? That end. And yes, I am blowing with a wavy motion, for sure. I also like blowing spirals with straw, like so. It reminds me of one of my old garden pictures. It's not very convenient without my tubing, I gotta say. But it's looking kind of interesting. It's a little different. They're a little maybe too even for me. They're still nice and wet, so I can tip that if I want to. And see what'll happen. Touch up my sides while it runs. Anything that breaks the surface is, in my opinion, called paint agitation. And anytime you agitate the paint, you have a chance, an increased chance, of creating cells from the Floetrol. In my mix, that's what I mix with, Floetrol. I got a few gaps on the edges, but they're easily covered from my drip tray, my freezer paper drip tray. That's kind of pretty. It's not bothering me anymore. I never really get used to the beginning while it's deciding what to do. You can always add stuff if you want to, like I used to add black up through. We could try that. Where's my black? I've never Rain-X'd one of these. It's hard to get the black into a swipe for me, at least, to show up in the way I really want it to. I think a little black in everything for me, or a lot of things, makes things pop. We're just basically playing now. I think that needs to be solid, and I think that needs to be solid. I think that needs to be whatever it wants to be. And I'm just going to use what I see any way I want. So we're just playing again. And those little black dots are helping me make some spirals in some cases, which isn't hurting my feelings. That's something I haven't seen before, and I've just decided to do now. Cool. I like it. It's different. I like what the black is doing as I shift it and adjust it with my bamboo skewer. I like the color scheme. Seem to turn out pretty nicely. I don't know what that is. I'm not sure I like that. I can keep agitating the paint with my skewer as long as I want, until I start to see canvas. There's some yellow under there. I'm glad I added that yellow. It's very pretty, actually. Gonna torch again and see what happens. Still very tempting to want to Rain-X. Pretty much all of that black disappeared. That's our 20 minutes, or that's our 19 minutes. I have a Patreon and a PayPal donation availability. Both the links are both in the description for my painting and on my YouTube header. I would say we're pretty well done for now. I'm just going to do another painting. Wait. So this is Priscilla out torturing. If I lose you, we're getting some nice cells from the heat, releasing the Floetrol, or whatever, the paint and the Floetrol during the heating process. I got a couple lines over there. I don't really want solid lines. I got to do that before I do too much torching, or the torching will make it very difficult, because it's going to firm the paint right up. I don't know if you're still here or not. You're welcome to be here, but